And I'm just pressing the right arrow. Okay. Hi, my name is Bahia Bayyari. I was able to work with Nash County government. Um, I worked with Tim Kerrigan, which he was amazing, and I got to see everything when it came to Nash County local government as well. I teach fourth grade. I'll pull this up and then you can see that. Oops. There it goes. So I teach fourth grade social studies and science, so I definitely learned a lot of things about the government that definitely tied in with our first standard in the beginning of the school year. So that was just a plus on its own. So what is local government? There was a term that they used throughout the whole experience that I had throughout the week, and that was kind of like the umbrella of or Nash County in general. So there's a lot of different things as far as like elections, tourism. They also have like health and services, and that's like the health Nash County department. Those are types of things where where you go get your resources. A lot of my kids were interested in that too because they wanted to be nurses and doctors, and they were like, oh, well, I can find a job here close to home. So this is just a lot of different pieces that kind of help Nash County run as a whole. And that's just the whole focus of it, and different pieces and how they keep us safe and keep us on track. These are just an overall like rundown as far as like what the special jobs and roles, and it kind of just ties in how principals and teachers work in Nash County. So just thinking about using those human resources, so things that we don't even think about, like how does our taxes get done? How do our finances get done? Even our register of deeds, like when you get married and when you look at death certificates, marriage certificates, and birth certificates, you are all finding those different resources throughout Nash County. And those are types of things that you don't really think about until you have to go do them or a problem occurs and you go into it. This is just some time in my experience when I was out there. I was able to work with Soil, and his name was Cole and his team, and they were amazing. They took me out into the field, and I was able to see some different things in the projects they were working on and talking about erosion and how I can introduce that into some kids who might be interested in looking into different science things. This is over here. This is Susan, and I think she's in the crowd. Hello. They were able to take me out in the field in different developments and see the different things and buildings that they can build, or them just doing mainly like real estate. And I think it was one thing, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Cheesecake Factory. That was something that's even being created in Nash County. So you wouldn't think that somewhere that we don't even have a restaurant out here, they actually make it out here. So that was pretty cool. And I actually told my kids then, they're like, what? Like, I love going out there. I love cheesecake. And they were so interested. And I was like, well, it's down here. It's in Nash County. So they absolutely loved it. So that was just like interesting, like find those little pieces. They were like, I didn't know that, like trying to figure out their interest, like their interest in different things. So this was my standard and what I did. This is just understanding the development and structure and the function of North Carolina's government, which also tied into our local government. So students were able to explain the structure of local government. They were able to analyze the county commissioners, so when they go to their meetings, and that's where they can introduce all their concerns, anything like that within what they want to present to them, and if they can pass in, then they can kind of vote on that. So they enjoyed kind of looking at that. So they were able to identify the services and look at different things that tied to their interests. So these are some of their student outcomes that they did. They were able to look at it, make decisions, just tying it into what they liked and their interests. A lot of my kids are focused on the money, like I want to be in football, like I want to go NFL, and they were just focused on like, I just want the money of it. So I was like, well, you can have that in local government. And this is kind of the posters that they did. So one of my kids wanted to be a lawyer. I was like, well, this is stuff that you can do. You kind of have to kind of get through things and learn different things. So I had a student, she kind of made a poster about taxes. And you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but it just says tax money, please. So just kind of telling them like, I need your taxes. If you're not paying your taxes, I need them. So that was kind of something. And we were able to look at that. This is elections right here. And then they kind of just wrote like a little box, like I vote, and telling them that like the mayor and things like that, this comes in part of all our voting, and they really enjoyed it, kind of tying it into what they like. Also had Parks and Recreation. This was definitely a big hitter for my boys. They loved it because they were like, I'm going to NFL. I need to figure out something. So I was like, well, you can do a fundraiser. Like, this is how they get their money. So they were like, well, I need to build a park. I need to build a football field. That's what they were all focused on. So Parks and Recreation, I told them, well, fundraiser for a new football field. So there you go. So when you come back and you make it from the NFL, you're able to do that. And then the county commissioners meeting, it's a little bit dim, but you guys can kind of see like somebody at the podium and looking. And then also some of those citizen responsibilities like picking up trash, also tying into Parks and Recs as well. And then they really enjoyed, we were able to do a participation. They were able to introduce all their concerns that they wanted to do. And then they were like in the classroom and they were looking at each other and like somebody was like the commissioners and they were all kind of like interacting with each other and they loved it. They're like, now I want this and I want this. So it was definitely fun and I really enjoyed overall working with the Nash County Admin Building, and I appreciate their time, especially with HR and Tim Kerrigan. Team was amazing, so I absolutely had a ball doing that over the summer. So thank you.